There's a kind of fatigue that is hard to name. Not the fatigue from doing too much. Not the fatigue from lack of sleep. But the fatigue that comes from a mind always living in a place that has never existed. The future. You may be sitting still. But in your mind, 10 years have already passed. You have failed. You have lost. You have made mistakes. None of it has happened yet, but you have already suffered it. Asher lived the same way. He was a bridge builder living in a valley where the river ran fast and changed constantly throughout the year. Asher did not build houses. He did not raise walls. He only built bridges, things that had to endure time, storms, and thousands of footsteps crossing over them. Asher was a good man, strong, honest, hard-working, but inside, he carried an unending unease. He did not look at the stone he was laying. He looked at the flood a year from now. He did not hear the hammer in his hand. He heard the collapse that might happen 10 years from now. And that was what broke him, not the river. Asher believed, if he worried enough, he could avoid mistakes. But the truth was the opposite. He measured the same stone over and over. He mixed the mortar and then poured it out again. Not out of carelessness, but out of fear of being imperfect for a future that had not yet come. His hands trembled not because they were weak, but because he tried to control things he could not control. Fear did not make the bridge stronger. It only made the building process more painful. There are many people like Asher. They have not started, but are already afraid of failure. They have not loved, but are already afraid of loss. They have not spoken, but are already afraid of rejection. They live like slaves to tomorrow, a day that has not yet existed. One morning, Asher stood beside the half-finished bridge. The rushing water before him seemed to remind him, everything flows. Nothing stands still. Fear tightened around his chest. I cannot finish this, he thought. The future is too big, and I am too small. And just at that moment, an old man appeared. He did not come in haste. He carried no authority. He was simply a traveler with a wooden staff, and eyes as calm as deep, still water. He looked at the bridge. Then he looked at Asher, and he asked a simple question. Why does the bridge stop here? The question carried no blame, but it pierced straight into Asher's mind. Asher poured out everything. The worries, the fears, the weight of the years, the obsession with what might happen. And the old man simply said, You are carrying too much. You are trying to build the whole bridge in a single day, he said. No one has hands strong enough for that. Then he bent down and picked up a rough stone from the pile on the riverbank. He did not give a long explanation. He did not speak of philosophy. He simply began to work. One strike. Slow. Precise. Not hard. Not hurried. He did not look at the river. He did not look at the future. He looked at the stone. I do not ask how long this bridge will last, he said. I only ask, what does this stone need right now? Not 10 years from now. Not 100 years from now. But right this moment. Each strike of the hammer rang steadily. No tension. No fear. The old man explained. If I worry about the future, I will strike too hard. The stone will crack, and I will lose everything today. The strength of the bridge does not lie in distant plans, but in the perfection of each small connection. Asher stood watching, and for the first time in a long while, he felt peace in his work. The old man pointed toward the river. Do you see? The river does not think about the ocean. It does not worry whether it will reach the final destination. It simply flows. It overcomes the obstacles before it, and in the end, it always reaches where it needs to go. The future is the same. You do not have to carry it. You only need not to destroy the present with fear. Asher picked up the hammer and chisel. They were heavier, but in a solid way. He did not look at the bridge. He looked at the stone. One strike, one edge, one moment. When his mind ran ahead to the future, he pulled it back. Only this stone. Only this strike. Fear did not disappear, but it became smaller and lost its control. The work flowed smoothly. Rhythm appeared. Joy returned. The bridge was completed. Then another bridge. No rush. No obsession. Asher still made plans. But it was a quiet plan, not a chain of anxiety. He no longer lived to avoid mistakes. He lived to do what was right before him. And that is what made his bridges last for generations. No one fails from lacking a future. People fail because they lose the present. No one needs to control an entire life. You only need not to betray the moment you are living. Because the future is not where you go. It is the result of how you live today. If you are tired, it may not be because you move too slowly, but because you are trying to run ahead of time. Stop, pick up a stone, and do it well. That is all.